Check, check. Oh, let me turn on the mic too, because you guys always complain about the sound, right? The sound not good enough, yada yada yada. Let me switch this on. Okay, it's connected. Oh yeah, welcome to my Compound Live. I hope you can see and hear me fine. Welcome to my Compound Life. I'm your host, Jonathan. This is a channel where we build assets, we build habits, and of course, we build freedom. That will be financial freedom, time freedom for you, me, and anyone else that watches my video. So welcome. If you're new to the channel, please drop a like, hit subscribe. I make video almost every single day. These are all video about personal investing. Personal investing. Although I've been making a lot more Bitcoin video lately because that's an asset that I'm highly passionate about. So yes, I think keep up to date, subscribe. Let me know in the comment section who you guys are. So we're gonna talk about something interesting today, and it's about Bitcoin. I think what's more important is how I'm preparing myself, right? Because, you know, if you guys watch my earlier video for Bitcoin Daily, I think what we're anticipating to see will be, we might actually be heading towards a bear market, right? So my stance on Bitcoin hasn't changed at all, right? So throughout the time that I've started posting on YouTube, that's actually the time when we are going through the peak of the Bitcoin cycle. That was sometime in October. That was like the time I was like, yeah, you know what? I want to be with all of you guys, be consistent. So that's why I've decided to actually make a daily video for Bitcoin to talk about price action, talk about news that could be affecting Bitcoin, charts, etc., right? So far I haven't been, this obviously is my third cycle for Bitcoin. My stance hasn't changed, right? Number one will be, I still think that we are progressing just as what's indicated by the Bitcoin 4-year cycle, right? So now we are in the time of going into all-time low. It takes about 12 months to get there. And for now, we are already the third month. So 9 more months left, right? So in a way, I felt, you know what, maybe what probably makes sense will be for us to, hang on, let me just determine what this bus is trying to do. Maybe it's for us to prepare ourselves for what's to come, right? Because I've been through all of this cycle, and one of the biggest regret, it's not exactly a regret, but yeah, kind of like a regret, was I haven't been able to stack hard enough during the dips. Okay, and why am I saying this, right? Because number one, there will always be rotation of assets. Okay, so for now, I know you guys don't like to hear about this. Gold, silver, they are exceptional assets that perform extremely well for last year, and even so far for this year, they're continuously forming all-time high. These are assets that are performing because people are scared with what's happening in the overall macro environment. They're afraid of their government, they're afraid of the monetary system, and they need something that are not tied up with countries or policies or government, right? So that's why gold and silver, these kind of assets perform exceptionally well, right? So what I'm trying to hint will be, eventually things will rotate, things will improve, there will be more clarity, etc., and eventually it's all going to lead back onto Bitcoin, right? So in that case, my greatest regret for the past 2 cycle, right? Let's hope this will not be the bear cycle that I'm having such regret, will be when Bitcoin is at the bottom, right? That's where we need to accumulate hard, extremely hard, right? So that's essentially going through your sofas, underneath your sofas, try to get every pounds, every dollars out as possible so that you can stack cash and accumulate very, very hard. And the time to prepare yourself into doing all of this essentially is now, guys. If you don't stack hard enough right now, you wouldn't be able to benefit when Bitcoin reaches lowest, obviously. And so that's why I think the whole purpose of this video is like I'm kind of explaining how myself, obviously I'm kind of retired, I don't really have a stable income, even if I do, it's not a lot. I kind of live off my my investments, and at the same time living off my one of my properties investment actually do generate some sort of income, cash flow, which is rather healthy, but certainly also take into consideration of the overall properties performance in terms of CAGRs. Of course, it will never beat Bitcoin. So that's why the whole purpose for me now is to find ways to get more Bitcoin, essentially. So yes, I'm kind of evaluating all of my portfolio. I've kind of looked through my stocks and shares, not the US one for now. I think they will continue to perform. I'm kind of looking into my UK stocks and shares. I kind of felt, you know what, maybe I might not want to hold it for too long of a period of time, because the growth essentially are pretty much capped. The economy for the UK are somehow not performing as well as I hope it to be, right? So that's why I kind of felt, you know what, maybe for some of this might be time to sell. Even for my properties, recently I evaluated my portfolio. There's actually one property in London. One of the tenants absolutely, trashed the property, and it's going to cost me some money to try to, do the repairs, etc., etc. And I kind of felt for the long run, might as well just sell it and pivot into Bitcoin, right? So I guess the whole purpose of the channel here is to get us into the habit of managing our asset, right? To evaluate a lot of our asset. Are they performing? Are they not performing? Do we see more growth opportunity, or do we see more downside in the future, right? And for sure, something I felt will be properties. They're exceptionally great in giving me a lot of good cash flow, but the maintenance side of it, it's actually a pain. And if that's the case for the non-performing one, I'm in the process of selling, all right? So I guess it's the same for all of you guys too, because if you are an investor, and somehow I'm kind of assuming based upon my YouTube understanding of all of my viewers, right? It does seem a lot of my viewers are mature viewers like myself. Maybe some of you have properties, property portfolios, real estates, right? And it makes sense that some of the non-performing one that you might want to sell and move on. And this will be the time to sell, because usually, at least for the UK, for us to sell property, it takes about 3 to 6 months, right? So that will give me enough time to be fluid, liquidity, so that I can prepare for what's yet to come for Bitcoin for the next accumulation phase, right? And even for a lot of other performing assets like the US stocks and shares, I think there could still be some room for a run towards the midterm. So that's why I'm still holding them. However, I do anticipate that maybe I'll start selling towards summer, sometime in maybe late summer, August, September, October period. And of course, I'm not selling everything. I still got a big, decent sized hodl bag that I have for Tesla, which I will continue to add into it, but certainly not now, right? Because I kind of felt Tesla shares wise, it's going up too much. So yes, I think for Tesla, I will continue to add and accumulate to a decent sized bag, right? Which for me, it's Tesla, it's for the longer waiting game that I need to play. And all of these dips right now are just great opportunities for me to buy and hodl. And the same for Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin, the fact that, guys, it's a 4-year cycle. We are about 9 months towards the bottom, if the 4-year cycle still continue, right? So that will be like the best time to buy, best time to accumulate. That will be the time where you want to slightly increase your dollar cost average or pound cost average, or increase your lump sum in whenever Bitcoin dips really, really hard. So that's a huge regret that I want to warn you guys about. And because of that regret, I mean, I thought, you know what, looking back, I could have owned more Bitcoin if I have the money to buy the dip, the major dips, right? And the only, and one of the, another regret was because during that time, during the dip, I was actually preparing some of my capital towards buying a property in Malaysia. And that essentially tied up all of my capital because, you know what, I need proof of purchase. And during that time, I was going through the purchase period, so I need to transfer quite a sum over to the Malaysian bank, yada, yada, yada. And somehow, because personally, I'm not in person all the time in Asia, so that's why I like to have some money in the bank for buffer, just in case, right? So for now, I'm not going to touch that side of the money because I always thought, you know, just in case I need to do some repairs, I need to do something in Malaysia, so immediately I do have some reserve, right? So that's why this is kind of like a reminder for you guys, right? Where possible, you know, you understand the rhythm, the timing for Bitcoin, and then we've only got a few more months left before we get into that window of accumulation for Bitcoin, right? So it makes absolute sense for you, me, and everyone else to start to evaluate our portfolio to ensure that, you know what, for the least performing one, maybe it's time to get out. Even for the top performing one, congrats if you're on gold and silver. Bear in mind, there will be tops, and then afterwards there will be a major dips. Not because people are selling off, but because, you know, once liquidity starts to get tightened in the US, take for instance quantitative tightening, that's when a lot of money will be out of investing in assets, right? So bear that in mind. You know, whatever asset that you have right now that are highly performing, just a reminder, right? I'm not selling. I'm not asking you to panic sell, but just a reminder. it always makes sense to take profit, right? You'll never be poor taking profit, and ignore what social media calls us like the weekend that sell too early, right? Just ignore that. I think it's more important for you to take profit, pay off stuff, prepare for the next accumulation phase. That's so much more important than being called a weekend. Okay, so yeah, I think that's what I want to talk about. So stay strong, whomever's still in Bitcoin. I'm looking at my YouTube stats. I think everyone's got frightened off Bitcoin this couple of days. Give yourself some time, go out, exercise. It's brilliant out there in the UK West Midlands weather today, so very likely I might want to take some time off and just go for a walk or something. And you guys should all be doing the same thing too, right? Give yourself some time, think about your asset, your portfolio. This morning I actually sold some UK stocks. I hope I haven't sold too early, but anyway, what I'm trying to do is to essentially be prepared for the next accumulation phase for Bitcoin. And I hope you guys will follow. I hope you guys will be doing the same thing too, because the next bull market will be as amazing as recent one. Okay, so stay strong, and I will see you in the next video. Hit the like, hit subscribe, and let me know who you are in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Bye.